Ukraine's energy sector is under siege, with Russian missile strikes targeting critical infrastructure across the country on Thursday. The attacks triggered nationwide air raid alerts and plunged several regions into emergency power outages. Energy Minister German Galushchenko confirmed the scale of the devastation, announcing that emergency power cuts were introduced to stabilize the national grid. He described the attacks as part of a deliberate assault on Ukraine's energy facilities. Once again, the energy sector is under massive enemy attack. Attacks on energy facilities are taking place across Ukraine, Galushchenko wrote in a Facebook post, highlighting the widespread destruction caused by the strikes. Amid this escalation, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte discussed bolstering Ukraine's defense capabilities. The talks followed an extraordinary NATO-Ukraine Council meeting on November 26th, where Kyiv provided evidence of Russia's use of advanced ballistic missiles, including in an attack on Dnipro. Zelensky stressed the urgent need for modern air defense systems to counter these threats in a phone conversation with Rutte. NATO has already shared a list of available systems with Ukrainian partners, offering a potential roadmap for strengthening Ukraine's defenses.
I just spoke with Mark Rutte, the NATO Secretary General. Yesterday, our Ukraine-NATO Council met due to Russia's use of a new ballistic missile. And today, Mark and I discussed the available response capabilities, the necessary strengthening of Ukraine's air defense. I named the specific air defense systems that we need, which can work. Our partners have these air defense systems.
Beyond air defense, Zelensky called for long-range weaponry and emphasized the importance of sustained pressure on Russia to curtail its aggression.
The recent authorization for long-range strikes on military facilities in Russia helped, but the pressure on Russia must be maintained and increased at different levels, so that Russia feels what war is.
The diplomatic push coincides with reports of deeper Russian collaboration with Iran and North Korea. The Kremlin is allegedly exchanging advanced military technology for weapons, raising concerns about the global implications of this alliance. Ukrainian Defense Minister Rustem Umerov, currently in South Korea, is discussing these developments with Seoul's leadership.
On my instructions, Rustem Umerov spoke with the President of South Korea, with his colleague, the Minister of Defense, as well as with the National Security Advisor. The range of issues is obvious. This is everything that concerns Russia's involvement of North Korea in the war against Ukraine, all aspects of this involvement, and what we can do together. The presence of not only missiles and shells from North Korea in Russia's arsenals, but also soldiers at the front, is the globalization of the war that Russia has embarked on, and which can only be stopped globally. And after Minister Umerov returns, I expect his report on the talks in Seoul.
While Ukraine scrambles to secure international support, Russian forces claimed to have intercepted 25 Ukrainian drones targeting Crimea and the Black Sea overnight. The attacks focused on Sevastopol, home to Russia's Black Sea Fleet and nearby areas. Sevastopol's Kremlin-appointed governor, Mikhail Razvozhaev, detailed the operations, asserting that air defenses successfully neutralized the threat. Russian President Vladimir Putin, addressing recent escalations, stated that Moscow's missile and drone strikes were a calculated response to ongoing attacks on Russian territory. Putin detailed the deployment of over 100 missile systems and 466 drones, which targeted military facilities, defense infrastructure, and support systems in Ukraine.
We see that the leader of the Kyiv regime is begging his patrons for other military equipment. But no one should forget about our caliber complexes, hypersonic missile systems like the Kinzhal and Zircon, which, in terms of their characteristics, have no analogs in the world. Their production is also ramping up and proceeding at full speed. In our range of products in this class, if I may put it that way, other new items may appear in the near future. As the saying goes, the client will undoubtedly be satisfied. A total of 100 systems, 100 missiles of various classes that I just mentioned, and 466 strike drones were deployed. Last night, we conducted a complex strike using 90 missiles of similar classes and 100 drones. 17 targets were hit, including military facilities, defense industry objects, and their support systems. Once again, I emphasize that these strikes on our part were in response to ongoing missile strikes on Russian territory using American ATACMS missiles. As I have repeatedly stated, there will always be a response from our side.
Putin's remarks underscore the escalating tit-for-tat nature of the conflict, with both sides intensifying their military operations. As Ukraine seeks international support to counter the relentless attacks, Russia's retaliatory measures continue to broaden the scope of the war, further entrenching divisions and heightening the stakes in the ongoing crisis.